Hi, I'm Marilyn Kelsey. Each year, all across the United States, people fly to different destinations to learn about and absorb U.S. history. Some of these destinations pertain to the American Revolutionary time period. One such destination, which I believe is an excellent choice, is our nation's Capitol building. In 1791, George Washington selected the site for the District of Columbia, and the engineer chose Jenkins Hill as the place to build the building. In 1793, William Thornton designed a plan that was three-sectional, the dome in the center with a wing on each side, one for the Senate and one for the House. This was approved by Congress and the President, so later that year, a ceremony was held in which George Washington set the cornerstone. Building proceeded in 1800. Enough of it was complete for the Library of Congress and the Supreme Court to meet within its walls. However, between 1801 and 1814, they ran into problems with funds, workers, and war. In 1814, the Brits set fire to it. So in 1815, a restoration and completion project was begun. By 1829, the building and grounds were complete. They were meeting regularly within its walls. But by 1850, they determined the building was too small and began expansion on the building to what it is today. Inside the U.S. Capitol building, there is much artwork. Fascinating, interesting. It shows the beliefs and the thoughts of the American people about our past. In the House wing, there are three quarters called the Cox Corridors. In the Great Experiment Hall, there are 16 murals showing legislative milestones with 32 vignettes around them, 16 chronological medallions above them, and 16 quotes below them. In this one, of the first picture of the first Federal Congress is a quote from Benjamin Franklin, which says, "Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech." Also within the Capitol building is the Rotunda. And in the Rotunda, there is a section that has 8 paintings of American history. 4 of these were done by John Trumbull about events of the American Revolution. This one, of the presentation of the first draft of the Declaration of Independence on June 28, 1776, precedes the final declaration, signed, of course, on July 4th of 1776. There are also 2 surrenders. One of the surrender of British General John Burgoyne at Saratoga, New York, to General Gates. This surrender prevented the Brits from taking New England and severing it from the other 13 states. On October 19, 1781, Cornwallis surrendered. That picture is also there at Yorktown, Virginia, after a siege by George Washington with the aid of heavy artillery and the French Navy, which prevented British aid from reaching the others. There is also a picture of George Washington resigning from his commission as the Commander-in-Chief and of the armies on December 23rd, 1783. He retired to private life, which he did not stay for long. He was soon chosen to represent people at Annapolis and Philadelphia conventions, and then, of course, was selected to be the first president and became the commander-in-chief of the new army in 1798. Also in the Rotunda is the Washington Apotheosis. This is a fresco in the eye of the Rotunda, where you can see Washington ascending up to the heavens between liberty and victory. There are 13 maidens surrounding him that represent the original 13 states. There are also 6 groups of people, some real and some mythological, which show the American understanding of the time of war, science, marine, commerce, mechanics, and agriculture. As you can see as you go around it, there's one from each angle. Right. The U.S. Capitol building is an awesome building with architecture and art that demonstrates the perspectives, values, understanding of American people about our history.